Bitcoin, new moon in Cancer, conjunct the Sirius dog star. That's what the star is called. Good morning, good evening, crypto astronauts, depending on where you're tuning in from. It's a beautiful world, and welcome back to the Crypto Astro Paradise. None of this content is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for entertainment and educational purposes. Okay, so let's take a look at this beautiful astrology here. So this is where we're at. And we are actually getting a beautiful, on this new moon, we're getting a beautiful Saturn sextiling Mars. And this is very good energy. I'll go into detail on what that energy means. But it's happening on July 5th. We are also getting, if we pull this around here, you see here's Earth. And then there's the tiny little moon, if you can see that. There's the new moon, and if we pull it up like this, take a look right there. There's the Sirius star. So here's the Earth. I can zoom it in a little bit. Let's see if I can zoom it in. Make this a little more clear here. And you see the Sirius star here lining up perfectly, the Earth with the Earth, moon, Sirius star, and the sun. All right, so it's in the same alignment. So we say that the moon is conjuncting Sirius and the sun. As on the new moon, the moon is always conjuncting with the sun. All right, so what does the Sirius star represent? What is this? Well, Sirius goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. The Egyptians had a lot written about Sirius. It was related to the inflow and outflow, I believe, of the Nile River. And it's also known as the dog star. It's the brightest star, the spiritual star with immense power. It traditionally offers fame and success, so pretty positive energy. It represents high consciousness. It can also be turbulent and dangerous, just like crypto. It represents intense creativity and great risks and great rewards. What else reminds you of great risks and great rewards? Oh, we're talking about Bitcoin and crypto today. So this is pretty good. I mean, overall pretty positive energy, but like it says, great risk, great rewards. So take with that what you will. What does that mean for you? Does it mean that you enjoy taking great risks for great rewards, or are you more cautious and maybe should be maybe a bit more cautious time for you? It depends on what kind of investor you are, since we're talking about crypto today. But since we're also getting this aspect to Saturn, Saturn is sextiling Mars. Saturn is retrograding right now. As well as, I forgot to mention, Neptune will be retrograding at the same time as Saturn. Neptune brings a lot of confusion, delusions, euphoria. I guess we're not seeing much of that right now, but it's going retrograde. So we get to reflect on ways that we have been a little too far in our imagination and beginning into delusions, potentially related to the Bitcoin halving, how everyone thought Bitcoin was going to the past 100K after the halving. And what are we getting? We are having a slow summer, okay, so far. So we're getting Saturn retrograde and Neptune retrograde, bringing confusion and a lot of potential caution to reflect on the hard work, to reflect on our plans, and to reflect on our crypto strategy. Are we set up for success? We're getting this slow summer. Do we have the proper strategy to deal with potentially more consolidation? All right, Saturn sextiling Mars, this is very interesting, represents discipline and endurance. Are we putting in the discipline in our crypto investing and strategy? Are we building the foundations of our future, of our crypto investments? Are we creating a really rock solid crypto strategy, step by step, that we can follow and not get too emotional? Neptune can get emotional, and not get lost in emotions, but have a very clear step-by-step plan that we can follow, especially when everybody's bored or freaking out in the markets or getting anxious, all these things that Neptune can bring, a lot of confusion. It's a good time to resist the urge to control. It's an ideal period of consolidation and completion. We're seeing potentially a lot of consolidation in the markets. There's not a lot of volume coming in right now. Retail has potentially left the building. Could be. I mean, I'm thinking it's a good time for dollar cost averaging. So that's what I'm doing with my strategy. I am having a lot of risk management. I'm putting in tight stop losses as well. So that means if crypto dumps down further, then I'll get stopped out and my orders will sell back into cash. About 20% of my portfolio. All right. This energy also means that delays will likely turn out lucky with good fortune. So that's very, very interesting. So we're potentially seeing a delay in the crypto markets right now. And if we play this game right, if we play it correctly, if we play this with a good long-term plan, a long-term strategy for our crypto investments, this could turn out very, very fortunate for us who play this game properly. What is one of the sayings? A great investor who worked with, I can't think of one of the greatest investors. I can't think of the guy's name. Said that in order to be a great investor, you have to be able to watch paint dry. Okay, so what that means is that patience is a virtue. Patience can bring a lot of fortune in these markets. So how can we basically sit and do nothing during this summer and have a really solid strategy that's so simple we don't even have to think about it? All right, that is the kind of mindset that can create a lot of long-term wealth, believe it or not. Okay, let's dive into the charts here, shall we? So this is Bitcoin on the 2-week chart. This is very interesting because if we look at these two lines, this is what the 2-week close back at the peak in November 2021. And this line, if we zoom in here, let's see. Let me make sure you guys can see what I just mentioned there. Okay, yeah, because we are zoomed in. Let's zoom in a bit more. So as you can see on the right side here, we did not close below this level yet. So we went up, we came down. This bar right here, it did not it closed the week above the white dotted line. And then we headed back up. So it's got this range right here in terms of the weekly closes. I'm talking about this body of the candle. Now the body of the candle this week is going below the white dotted line. So that could be concerning. And we're going to close, I believe, tomorrow. We're going to close this candle tomorrow. So within the next 24 hours, we're going to see if this candle closes below the white dotted line. If we do close below, that is quite bearish. And we could have more downside if that happens. Whereas if we close above up here, that's going to be a lot more bullish. That's going to be very bullish. It could mean we could be heading back up to test these highs up here. And that the highs are around 69,400. This other dotted line is around 63,700, around there. Around 63,500 approximately. So that's going to be very interesting to see where we close this 2-week candle. Now we can go back to the 1 week. Yeah, we're testing the lows of these weekly candles back in May 6th. And we're right around those levels. So we don't want to go below where we're at right now. We don't want to close the week below this level, which is around 61,500. We're a little bit above that right now, but we'll see where we close the week. On the daily, whoopsies, let me do that. I mean, we had the U.S. presidential debate recently. We did get a dump off of that. We're starting to head up a bit. On the daily, we could be creating a lower high here, which would be a little bit bullish. So we have this right here, and then that could be potentially a lower high. If that's the case, we could be heading up, and in the most bullish price action, we would see a big pump up here, and continue up above this dotted line around 63,700 approximately, that would be really bullish. But if we get rejected from there, if we go like this and we get rejected, then, that could be more bearish. So what is in store based on what we're seeing here? Technical analysis is showing we're a little bit bullish on the very short term, but honestly, in the overall, like on the monthly, we're still in a bull market. Like we're still way up here. But in terms of, ever since June, June has been a very slow month. So let's take a look at a little bit further with the astrology to see if there are any hints on which direction we could be going. But first, I want to mention the Crypto Astro Mastermind that is filling up. This is your last chance to get in, only 24 more hours to get instant access to the Bitcoin astrology critical update for this summer. It's an hour-long masterclass by me that you can check out private. And you'll also get access to an amazing masterclass that I did about a week ago where I go over the altcoins with 10x to 20x potential. This is potentially a critical time to look at this training because markets are potentially consolidating, and I am giving some of my best picks there. But it's only for those who join this mastermind. You also get monthly calls with me, super, super high value calls where you can ask all your questions about crypto, astrology, how I put this all together, how I've gotten 90% accuracy for the last year and a half with my predictions. You get lifetime access with one payment for the next 24 hours. You get the coupon code. Check it out in the description box below. Go to the page, go to the checkout page, and then at the bottom, you just type in "to the moon" and you get $100 off. All right, guys, one payment, lifetime access. Super, super high value. Check that out. All right, so we also, let me just show you guys this one. All right, we do have this. Oh, wait, let me zoom out here for a second. Zoom out. All right, we did get this comment from Kat Wong where she did the mastermind class. It was really amazing. She learned so much and got so much information that she couldn't from YouTube channel. So nice comments there. And we look at the Bitcoin monthly averages moving on is when we see, it's really interesting that historically April and May are super high price action for Bitcoin historically, for the lifetime of Bitcoin ever since 2009. Typically June and July are fairly low, pretty average. And then August and September are even worse. September is the worst month historically. But it looks like this year, June so far is very, very, very slow. One thing that's interesting is since we got such a high in February and March of this year, is everything kind of moved fast forwarded 2 months? So is there a possibility that we're really around this area where we're going to get a low and then maybe July is even lower before we start heading up, possibly in August? I don't know. That's just a thought. I don't have any accuracy on that whatsoever, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I thought that was kind of an interesting idea. Okay, and back to a little bit of the Bitcoin astrology. We can see that, like I was saying, Saturn and Neptune are retrograde right now. On this new moon, they're conjuncting Sirius star right there, on July 5th. So it's very interesting. This could be positive energy. I'm not necessarily thinking we're going to get some crazy pump in the markets, because let's look at the Bitcoin astrology. I don't see any. Well, let's just take a look here. This is the major concern here is as Saturn's retrograding, Saturn is going to retrograde back over. We already got this on June 18th when Bitcoin was already dumping. Altcoins were getting smashed. Saturn was retrograde is now retrograding. it's going to retrograde over the Bitcoin Uranus on the Bitcoin birth chart. Again, a second time on July 11th. And I warned you guys back in May about this. And I said I was taking profits. In May, guys, I took about 20% profits. I said, I'm seeing this very bearish astrology. I am going to take risk off the table. I'm going to put it into cash so that I could buy in again at the lows that we're probably going to see in June and July. What do we have? What's happening? Bitcoin's dumping already. It was dumping around June 18th. We did get a dump on that day. And then now Saturn is retrograding. Neptune's retrograding. And Saturn's going to conjunct the Bitcoin Uranus again on July 11th after this new moon. So that is concerning for sure. But the good news is we've already seen a good amount of dumpage in the markets. Is it going to continue, or have we seen most of it? Around this new moon, we are getting a couple bearish transits here, but also bullish. So definitely volatility probably around this new moon. We are getting Mars sextiling the Bitcoin Uranus. So that's pretty positive. We're also getting Venus sextiling the Bitcoin Saturn. All right. So, but like I said, we're also getting this very bearish transit that's in orb right now and gets another direct hit after the new moon. So volatility, it's really tough to make a clear prediction here. There's not a lot of like crystal clarity here. So I'm just going to say volatility. More volatility coming up here, guys. Okay. Look at the chart. I'll look at the comments here in a moment. But yeah, overall, difficult to predict. Like I've been saying, I'm still looking at the DXY. This is the strength of the dollar versus the other currencies in the world. And, you know, the dollar is still above this 50% level at 105.26. And it is still creating a higher low potentially. It's getting a little dumpage right here recently, but you know, it's holding up quite strong. And so what I want to see, you know, if we're going to go up a leg further in Bitcoin, is this needs to head down and like bounce like that. We need to see some lower highs forming. So far, it's just heading up. So if it continues to head up, then that's going to hurt crypto. Bitcoin could head down even lower. So I'm really keeping my eye on this. This is really going to, I think, affect which direction Bitcoin goes. We're also seeing gold and silver still holding up pretty strong. Yeah, I mean, just gold and silver just trading sideways. You know, it's almost looking a little bit like Bitcoin. You know, if we want to see a bull run with crypto and the altcoins, we have got to see gold fall off. All right, that'll be the green light. But that has not happened yet. I mean, this is looking similar to Bitcoin. Historically, in a Bitcoin massive rally, gold is falling off. Gold is not looking exactly like the Bitcoin chart, which is looking at right now. Okay. And then if gold just pumps up and makes a new all-time high, then Bitcoin's and crypto is going to tank. So I'll be keeping my eye on that as well. Very important. Okay. Let's see what kind of comments we got today. Do I have a private Telegram group? Yes, I do. And that is the Crypto Astro Mastermind. And you can join that by signing up. Gary is one of my colleagues. He's in a different group. Okay. We take a look at Gary Network. Possibly in the future. Buy and go on a holiday. Okay, Christian, is that what you're doing? Sure. I mean, yeah, that could be a good strategy. We'll see. That could be good. Hi, sir. Today I joined you from India. All right, beautiful. Thanks for tuning in from India. Absolutely. I love all the people tuning in from Europe, all over the world, Australia, Indonesia. It's beautiful, guys. I love this international vibe. So that is the majority of what I'm here to share today. We could look at a couple more things, just bonus for you guys. This is really interesting. I'll show this in my next video. But as you can see, active addresses with the Bitcoin network, if we look over here to the right, they are falling off here, guys. And that is a bit concerning because we have not seen this chart fall off this much. I mean, it is lower than it was during COVID, the COVID collapse. The last time we had a bull market, it was heading up in 2021, peaking out. I mean, it did fall in July, summer of 2021. So maybe we're seeing something like that. But what's concerning is that it has fallen much lower than we saw in July 2021. It's all the way down here. So this is a bit concerning. Could it be a good buy? Possibly. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. Definitely some caution there. But overall, I'm buying Ethereum for the most part right now, a little bit of Solana holding up strong, but I do have tight stop losses. Okay, guys. All right. So let me know what videos you guys want in the future. I'll be coming out with many, many more videos. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.